Yo, what's up guys, it's Xeyo here, and it's finally back. Spright is super budget friendly now, and we can make our boy totally awesome once again, guys. So now's the time to play it. A couple new things we can do with the deck because of the recent Battles of Legends set. So I took this deck to locals and was able to go 3-1. My only loss being against Dragon Link, and I was able to beat the mirror match, a live twin kind of Dogmatica deck, and a Dark World deck. So yeah, this deck is definitely the deck to go for. Spright is just, I'm not gonna lie, Spright kind of fun sometimes when you come back to it and play it. But yeah, let's go into the deck list and see what's going on. So let's get into the deck list, and then of course I got some combos to show you guys. All right, so let's just start off with engine by engine. So pretty much Spright, we're gonna max out on almost everything, like all our starters, like blue, jet, starter. And then like playing double red still, I think this is still pretty worth it, just to have another name to like extend with. And just red is typically the one you're gonna end on usually, more often than not. And of course the carrot and one gamer burst, because this card definitely helps you kill, which is really important. And then double cross, because double cross allows stuff like double toad negate, which is you know, we kind of like that. Then for the other engines, we have the nimble stuff. This is pretty self-explanatory. Spright sprint is really good, and when you send angler, you get 2 more bodies on field, and then sprint is also like an interruption. Then bringing back swap frog. Swap frog is back because of a new card called a mirror mage, the ice barrier. So the idea is you just go gigantic, summon swap frog effect to send. You just send this guy, and then he adds the continuous spell, which can then summon him back. And then you overlay, because this guy's a level 2 aqua. So that's kind of nice. You could even play like synchros if you want, although that's a little sus. But you guys get what I'm saying here. This makes Toad pretty easy, and also makes Swap Frog into a 1-card starter too, which is something that Swap Frog wasn't typically before. So it's a pretty nice addition there. Unfortunately, just, you know, it's a brick technically. This is still like works, because like it's anytime this card is sent to the graveyard, so you could like normal this special like blue or whatever and still combo and then get this like again. So that's like also nice. If you just hard draw this, it's like okay. For non-engine, we got a bunch. Like here's my choice of non-engine: Ash, Imperm, Droll. I felt like Nib wasn't as good at my locals, so build for your event as always. So in this case, Droll was like almost like it cooked every game, I'm not gonna lie. But I probably kind of did miss Nib in a few matches where I did want it. And then my choice was Talents, because since this deck can just naturally play through a billion hand traps, I just felt like if I got hand traps, I'm looking at your hand. I just want to see the hand, you know. And this deck is actually all right going second. And then of course Prosperity just really helps with finding like side deck cards. And then I wanted to play like a 41st card, and I wanted to try out Meow Mine, just because it's a new card. I don't think it ever really came up, I'm gonna be honest, because most of the time my gigantic was gonna summon like Swap Frog or something, and my sprint was gonna send angler, so there was never really a point to ever use Meow Mine. But I think it is still a layer interruption that you could consider going for. I definitely did side out going second and stuff like that, but that's just like up to you, I guess. And then of course one called by. This one was probably unnecessary, to be honest. There's not really that many cards or hand traps that you're really scared of, so called by is like a little bit extra. And then for the extra deck, bunch of rank 2s, you guys know what it is, right? Phoenix, Dark, IP, Sprint, SP for our 2s. Phoenix and Unicorn for like more ways to remove the like cards on the field. And also like IP, we can IP into Nightmare Unicorn if we already use our SP. And of course Sprint. I really want to play 2 Sprint, to be honest. Sprint is like so good. The bounce effect that like if another monster special summon while this card is on the field, you can detach a material from an Xyz monster you control, then target one monster on the field, returns to the hand. That comes up a lot. And sometimes I'm like, I wanna get my Spright Sprint back to do it again. But yeah, I don't know. And then for the rank 2s, of course Toad, our boy Toad is back. Onubi Maru, like I was saying, more ways to remove cards on board. Mosquito is my choice, because it's like it doubles up as a Zeus, like a Zeus thing to like, go into Zeus, and also to end games because of the effect to make your opponent take the damage. And then Downer Zeus, you guys know. Jin Buster is kind of like the alternative thing to do. If you just have like 2 extra bodies, this is like something you can do. I may end up replacing this. This wasn't as nearly as good as I thought it would be. So Jin Buster maybe become something else. So I guess it's a time card too. So I don't know. Double gigantic. This one never changes. And then Mannequin Cat, because it's really good in certain matchups, right? Like of like a fire deck, you can always summon like Spright Red or Carrot. In dark decks, you can get Engine back, so it's like follow up. And also your Spright Spin is gonna need a material to detach anyways, so Mannequin Cat is usually like something you can keep on board for that to be follow up and something to detach with. Then to the side deck, you know, bunch of back row hate, I'm not gonna lie. And then of course the evenly matched, because that cooks a lot of decks. And then Ghost Spell, Ghost Ogre. I really was scared of decks like Tenpai, and I wanted to hit like doubly some decks that were coming into the format slowly. Like you have a bunch of decks now that play continuous spells, continuous traps, so I thought Ghost Ogre is actually getting pretty good in the side deck and may possibly even be side deck worthy at some point. And then Bell, of course, for like Labyrinth, but I don't know. I do have like a lot of back row removal. I do see that. There's probably some way to put in Nibiru, because I think Nibiru would actually help me a lot for my locals when I ran this. And then double D barrier and one anti-spell. Yeah, this is like, you know, there's only like so much you can cut, right? I just feel like the going first board is like a pretty unbeatable. Maybe only a few things I can beat it. Maybe like a Dark Ruler technically can like kind of break the board. But like other than that, if you like go off, you are so in there. So that's why I really wanted Talents, Prosperity, Called By, I guess stuff like that, just to make sure I go like full combo. All right, and of course we gotta go with some combos to show you guys kind of how the deck plays and what you can do with some hands that you can get. Alright guys, so this is the 2-card combo, I guess technically. It's mostly just blue plus any normal summon. We're just going to use the worst one in our deck that does literally nothing. So we got a little Nimble Angler, right? Special blue effect. Add the Jet. This is typically the one you always want to add. And then from here, we'll just go Gigantic and Gigantic right away. So there's a couple things you could do to like maybe play around some hand traps. Like if you think your opponent has an Imperm, you could always just summon Jet and then Starter and all that. But I just want to show you guys the maximum ceiling that we can do off just these 2 cards. So we're going to go for swap here. Swap effect, send the Mirror Mage. And of course, Mirror Mage, add the Ice Barrier spell. And then of course, revive back on activation and then make our Toad. Special Jet here. And here we're going to grab our Double Cross, because even if we can't even make or get to our Link monster, then we still can like attach to an Xyz. But it's just a really strong interruption because it's in the back row. So we don't auto lose to a Dark Ruler no more. So then we link into Sprint here. Sprint effect, send the Angler, and then summon out 2 Beavers. And then from here, make the IP Masquerena, and then set Double Cross, pass turn. And then in standby, Toad has an effect. All right, I know a lot of people make this with Bahamut Shard, but it has material this time, so we can actually summon a frog. And that's kind of nice, right? That's a body for IP Masquerena to always be able to go into like a SP or the Nightmare Unicorn, whichever one is better in that case. And of course, then, you know, both of those monsters, they have link arrows pointing left and right. So we actually do have a free zone to summon or take any monster there. And then of course, Swap Frog, send this next Swap Frog to get it out of the deck in case we don't want to draw it. So that's, you know, typically the 2-card combo that you can go for, of course. And obviously that was like, if we have like more sprites, we can play through more hand traps. And already that hand kind of plays through any amount of hand traps, except for like, I guess Droll, maybe. Droll would be like the most detrimental, but you can still do quite a bit through Droll. So we have pretty much Toad plus Double Cross, which is an Omni Negate or double Omni Negate or a take and control or whatever. Sprint to bounce if we still have the Toad before then. And then IP Masquerena into SP or Nightmare Unicorn. And of course, 3 cards in hand still because we only use 2. So yeah, that's the combo. I really like this deck just because, you know, a lot of people are playing hand traps. Like they could throw Ashes and Imperms on you and you can still keep combo. You can still do whatever you want to do, right? Even if we got Impermed during that combo, we still would have ended on like an Xyz monster plus like an IP or something like that. So yeah, there's like the sky's the limit. Like we maybe even had red instead, or like a carrot instead of like Double Cross there. So yeah, so a lot of potential here with this deck, and like I said, really cheap. So now's the time to get it, guys. Get it, experiment with it. There's a whole lot of fun. You can always do something with the amount of bodies that you get. So if you love always going through hand traps, then this is the deck for you. So that's gonna be it for me. Let me know what you guys think about the deck down in the comments, and if you guys want some gameplay, we can get some gameplay. All right, I didn't record the last locals, but if you guys really want to see how the deck plays, then of course I can get that to you guys. But just let me know, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.